October 20th, okay? Now, the folks over there on tashak.com, they already start purchasing, okay? Because you know they get first dibs at all the VIP since they technically the VIPs, okay? Everybody else general admission, so y'all better hope they leave y'all some VIP seats for our Halloween Tasha K on stage Miami on the Bay at the Flamingo Bar October 20th, okay? So you got to head on over to tashak.com to get them tickets so you can party with us. What's going on, y'all? Hey! Oh my God, let me see what y'all talking about in the comments. How's the sound? Can y'all hear me? You know, we got sound issues over here. We can't afford no sound tech. So we doing everything ourselves, you know. Funds is tight, and I got to sit down a certain way because this dress is riding. This dress is show riding, okay? Let me see where we got this dress from. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, because I know a lot of y'all be asking and stuff. Let me see who is sponsoring this dress. It is very, very much free, okay? In exchange for telling y'all where I got it. Heart by Ty Sheree. Heart by Ty Sheree. It's actually pinned on my Instagram, okay? And I believe the moderators are going to be showing it as well, okay? So, and listen, I wanted to take my time out before we get into what we're really here to discuss. It's something much more, it's much bigger than me. It's federal, okay? Federal. Now, y'all gonna have me trademark that word when I get some money. I want to say thank y'all. Really thank y'all for allowing me to just be myself over here. You know, my last show was really, 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 really emotional. Okay, this whole last week, you know, even this week, even when I talk about my friend, like I was talking about him today to another creator, I was, you know, my chest was getting tight because, you know, that's anxiety. Like, you know, I just, it really, it puts me in a bad, just kind of space of sadness. And so I'm glad that y'all were able to like really just allow me to be me and, you know, not judging me and, you know, it's been difficult. It's been difficult, okay? And I know the one thing that Willie would have wanted me to do was continue to do my shows because when he called for me, that's what he called for me for. So he was one of my biggest winos, okay? He spilled a lot of wine over here, too. That's why a lot of people didn't like him, you know what I'm saying? Because he was friends with the queen. So listen, I know Willie is there with us in spirit, okay? And so, you know, hairstylists be keeping up with the wine. They be knowing. Okay, every time I go see Keisha, I'm like, how did you know, child? She's like, girl, let me tell you. So you know, it's a bond. And so him and I been like this. And like I said, you know, it's just, you know, it's hurtful. And so, I did want to tell you that next weekend, you know, I will be, you know, with the family and stuff, and then I'm gonna take a couple of days off. Content is still gonna flow. We do have a special host, and it ain't Chelsea. Okay, it's not Chelsea. Okay, I love Chelsea, but y'all done scared Chelsea off. Y'all got her scared. I've been trying to get her trained up over here to spill wine because she loves it. She really do love it. And then y'all just be like, tell her to be quiet in the background. What she talk about? You the host. And then now when I ask her to host the show when I need a day off, you know what I'm saying? Because she does good when she does her little red carpet appearances on our behalf and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I can't do no red carpet appearances. I ain't finna go out there and do it. I ain't finna stand out there in no heels pretending to ask you questions that don't nobody want to know about, okay? I'm going to ask you what I want to ask you. Ha! Nah. But yeah, she's at a press event right now, okay? Asking questions that nobody really wants to know, but I told her to slide a couple in there. I did. I was like, you need to make sure you ask this, okay, on behalf, this is our media company, okay? You make sure you do that. So, yes, we got a special guest that's going to be hosting next Friday and next Monday while I go pay my respects to the family, and then I go, just have some support time from my girlfriends, okay? And so, they just want to love on me, and I want to love on them, and because it's been rough, it's been rough these last couple weeks, and so y'all be nice to the special guest, and we're not going to tell you who it is. We're just going to surprise you, okay? We're just going to surprise you. Y'all going to have to be here. So the guest going to be here. Everywhere else we streaming. And on tashaklive.com, okay? So, and here's the thing, too, about the special guest. The special guest is going to bring their own unique flavor. Yes, we're going to keep the same concept. They're going to spill exclusive stuff, but the reason for us having a special guest is we want them to bring their personality and their strong points to the show. They cannot try to fill my shoes or be me. They are unique in their own way, and we're going to respect that, and we're going to love on that, and we're going to enjoy that, okay? Because like I said, there's a lot of people out here doing great at what they're doing, and I'm a huge fan of this person, okay? If this person lived where I live, we would be like this. If somebody get with her, I'm going to be like, what? Oh, no, you not. And that's why you ain't never heard me say nothing about her. You put some respect on her name. And so when you see her next Friday, I need the winos to show some love, okay? I need y'all to give her the grand wine opening. Now, so I said it's going to be a surprise. Y'all going to have to be here. There's going to be a lot of people hating, too. Ooh, I can't wait. Ooh, they're going to be messing. I love it, child. And she here for it. She here for it. She ain't no stranger to no mess now. So she going to love it. But no, and so, yeah, that way the content will keep flowing when I do need some time to recuperate and get my mind right, get my head spiritually right and stuff like that. Because, it's been tough. Losing my friend and watching him, in his last days. I don't want to start crying again. Every time I think about it, I just start crying, okay? But listen, are we going to run sponsors? It's already attached. Let me see what they're talking about in the comments real quick first, because I need like a couple more announcements, okay? Also, hold on for a second. Also, you said, they saying that YouTube keeps stopping. I don't know. They said YouTube tripping again. I'm sorry, y'all. I had no idea. Jasmine is not hosting the show. Don't even try. Jasmine said y'all can go to... Jasmine said y'all can go to Straight Time. Okay? Listen. So, let me see. Okay. So, I just wanted to, real quick, there was 2 more things I had to say before we start this interview. Okay, so, listen, normally I don't put no tashaklive.com stuff over here, okay? That stuff is financed, all right? And so, in this exception, when people are being, taken advantage of, in my opinion, I feel that the world needs to know. And since Mr. Peter Thomas has been making his rounds and calls and stuff, trying to figure out what we got going on over here. We ain't got nothing going on but the truth, okay? That's all we got going on here. Especially with someone who worked in the restaurant industry for as long as I have, on and off. It was the restaurant industry that put me here, okay? I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the restaurant industry. And so when I see people taking advantage of people in the restaurant industry, and these ain't no new rumors, y'all. Y'all been hearing about this. Charlotte, Atlanta, now it's going on down in Miami. I don't care who you are. I do not care. But when it comes to everyday working people who got families to support and who rely on the restaurant industry to be somewhat of a gateway into financial security and entrepreneurship, but you don't respect that because all you're doing is worrying about self. I'm glad that Alicia came through to spill all the wine. She was there all of 43 days and just left because she figured out the whole damn plan. She figured it all out. She tracked the money, she tracked the businesses and everything, okay? And so for that reason, is the only reason why y'all getting this over here at tashaklive.com. It has to be a special reason, okay? Other than that, you have to be subscribed to tashaklive.com, okay, to get the perks, just like they're getting perks to them first dibs on them tickets to our first live show, October 20th, down here in the M, the I, and the A, to Miami, okay? Africa, Miami of Africa, since they say I'm in Africa, okay? That's what it's called. Now, so what you're about to hear is finally someone taking the initiative to really put it out there and how everything has been going down, okay? And then, we do have another interview. We're going to release that next week, okay? That's on Mr. Dennis McKinley. Okay, apparently either the housewives like scammers or the scammers like housewives. I don't know who's who at this point, okay? Look, we're talking about Apollo. We're talking about Peter Thomas. We're talking about Dennis McKinley. And you know who probably going to be up next? I ain't gonna be surprised. Ron man out here talking about he own an oil company. And it ain't nothing but some fish grease. Simon. He probably there. I can't put my finger on it, but he probably there. Some ain't math, and the math ain't math, because when I saw that episode when Portia met him, they ain't had no furniture in that house in Atlanta. I said, that's typical for Atlanta, especially for men that don't make they money that honest. Okay? He ain't get no furniture till she came along. She was like, baby, this got to look like we got something. The other wife didn't put no furniture in there. Or either he just ain't have it to give. Now, let's just hope he not up here. But a little birdie, I just look at, I could just tell. It's a coming. It's a coming. Now, listen, so without further ado, okay, remember, after this, I'm going to come back, okay, because we got a full exclusive on tashaklive.com that's going to start at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We may have to move it. It just depends on how long this particular live stream is. But, yeah, there's a particular celebrity that we have pictures of that has over 1 million followers that hired a very special guest of ours to, meet him in the bathtub with a strap-on, okay? And then there's photos of him with his legs up and her, and yeah, she's only doing butt services, okay? And so she's going to be joining us with receipts, pictures, and all that stuff, and video, text messages, and all this on that particular celebrity. Excuse me. A warning, viewer discretion advised. Who else are we going to be talking about over there at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time? Shakira and Lewis Hamilton, of course, Kim K, Zion Williamson, okay, and him impregnating these stars of these inappropriate films and stuff. Megan Good, Jonathan Majors, Devon Franklin, Sheree Whitfield, Justin Bieber and his daddy, Omar Haddock and 50 Cent, D.L. Hughley, Brian McKnight, I.C., Amber Rose, Jocelyn Khalees and Bill Murray, and 50 Cent and Bill Cosby, and of course, all exclusive, our special guest that's going to be coming over with pictures, receipts, and everything of the legs in the air and her face is in the crack, okay? And she's going to tell us why she was down there and what exactly it was that he requested, okay? And so, and if you've been with this man, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, okay? Without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and give you this interview, and I'll see y'all right after this interview here, and then we're going to go on over to tashaklive.com for the shit you already know, okay? Let's go! Where did you meet Dennis McKinley, and how did you come across, him and the hot dog factory, and what made you interested in wanting to be an owner of the hot dog factory?
I did do my research, on Dennis. I did see that he opened a lot of business. And one thing that I said at the table is, I'm not interested in getting involved in somebody's little project. You know what I mean? So do he just open businesses, and if they don't go right, then he jumped to something else? Because if so, I'm not interested, I'm not interested in that. So things were going well up until about 6 months down the line when I got the council Google meetings, and I'm like, hey, what's going on? And so that's when the guy was telling me, well, he has unpaid invoices. He calls me derogatory names in front of franchisees. This is just a very toxic relationship.
And this is a third-party company that is brought in to help to set up the franchise for people like that.
Some of the things he started telling me when they decided to back out, I'm like, okay, now you want to tell me, but if y'all have not been getting paid, why did you have me at this table, showing me the different restaurants, you know, everything, walking me through the kitchen, and I'm talking to franchisees and different things like that, and then now y'all pull out. I'm now like, did you take my money and then now you have all these other businesses? Like, what's going on? Yeah, so here we are around Mother's Day. He posted, you know, about how he's been in business for 3 years and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, well, if you've been in business, you should have my money. So, you know, I started commenting and, you know, things like that. And then I took it to my story and I started tagging him. And so basically he was like, bitch, beat it.
He said, bitch, beat it.
Bitch, beat it. Like he Michael Jackson. I'm like, bitch, beat it.
Let's put the wine down for a second, because at times like this, we need to take a shot of the olive leaf extract, because the olive leaf boosts our immune system and it has been known to reverse high blood pressure, lupus, diabetes, and certain cancers. Check them out at myoliveleaf.biz to learn more and to order, or simply click the link below in the description box. Now back to the wine. So let me break this down to them. Let me break this down. So when you go and you pay for something, they always include, this is not adding a tip. This is not this is not a voluntary tip. You have to pay this tip. It's built-in gratuity. So they have both a service charge and a tip added on top of the total, whether you want it or not. You pay for it. Once it's paid for, on the back end, when it's time for him to dish out those tips to those servers, he goes and reprints another ticket, deletes the service charge and the regular
ticket. That's not how he do it, Tasha.
That's not how he does it?
He makes a gift card.
No way.
I promise you. I promise you. And everybody that's watching this that works at Bar One, they're gonna sign in and tell you. He does it as a gift card, like they bought the gift card with cash, closes as a gift card so the transaction can never be found unless you go.
Ooh. Alicia, what's your last name?
Hunt.
Hunt, okay, because I always saw this just said Alicia One on your Instagram, okay? Yes. So everybody was tagging me in your post. You have been literally, when I say dragging Peter by his throat on social media over him, and I have to say allegedly because I'm not there, okay? Stealing his staff's money.
Yes.
To pay bills.
Yes.
Now, it's been rumored for quite some time that that restaurant, Bar One, was not doing too well, but he managed to open up a second one in Baltimore. So I guess people just kind of backed off and, you know, it got quiet. You know, he did lose the Atlanta location.
He opened them, probably used majority of the money came from the service tips and service charges of the staff.
Okay, taste that. Let me know if you like it. Okay, this is the ED Amundo Cabernet Sauvignon.
Okay, I see you.
Yes. Let me know. It's good? Okay, I'm gonna get us some water in case it's on the dry side. I haven't tried it yet, so you are, explain your role, because I know, all I know from what you put out is that you are, or were, the general manager at Bar One Miami.
That's correct.
Okay, so that means you saw all the books.
Yes.
Okay, so how long did you work for Peter?
40, I was hired April the 17th.
April the 17th. What happened to the other general manager?
That is, he set up the general manager before me for theft with the employees as well and fired the whole team and then wrote off the IRS debt for the business.
What? Wait a minute, back up. Back up. Hold on. Break that down. So he set up.
Okay, so previously, Bar One has always struggled with financial issues.
Okay.
Not just Bar One in Miami, Bar One in Baltimore, every business that Peter has opened, period. They have had issues with not paying people. The businesses have closed because of it.
Okay, because he did have one in North Carolina, right?
Yes,
that's closed.
Yes, Charlotte. As you see in the post, I posted that the young ladies and people from there that are reaching out to me. These people have tried to reach out. They've tried to reach out to lawyers. People wouldn't take the case. He would threaten them. He would degrade them on social media, publicly try to degrade them and discredit them. So nobody wanted to come against him because he was so big on social media, because he was known for having the flamboyant personality and having anger issues. So nobody wanted to address them with him. Literally, they could be owed money. Peter could walk in the building and they will still be asking me about their money instead of asking him. And I'd be like, why don't you direct your questions and concerns with him while he's here? And none of the team would address it. And every time that people would ask for their money, Tasha, he would scream, holler at them, tell them they're gonna pay them when he gets the fucking money. Like it was inhumane, like the way that he treated people, like especially women. And that's another thing. The majority of his staff are females, except for the men in the kitchen, which he has very, very many issues with confrontation with the men in the kitchen because of the way that he degrades them and talks down to them, hollers and screams at them, calls them all kinds of pussies, calls them all kinds of pussy clots, tells them that, like, he's just, you have no idea. Like, I can't even fathom to begin to tell you. Like, not even so much for the fraud. Everything that he said he was going to do to me, he did.
Let's start with because you kind of left me in like, what did he do with the ex-general manager? What happened? Because see, when I was working there, not working there, when I dined there last, our wait time, I had a reservation, didn't even matter. They finally sat me down. We didn't get a server for about an hour and a half. Turns out the manager was serving me. She looked like a child. Like, she couldn't have been no more than 22. Talking
about Shatera.
Very skinny?
Very skinny. Okay. Brown skin young lady.
Yeah. Food came out, extremely cold. It was just a real bad experience. We ate with plastic silverware, paper napkins. I said, for these type of plates, and his food is good.
That's the crazy thing. That the food, he has everything to be successful. The food, that's why I took the position.
Yeah, the food is amazing, okay? It like I said, but as far as the customer service and how he's running it, I just kind of always felt, because I was in the restaurant industry 15, 20 years on and off. I've done everything in the position, managing, serving, training, traveling, different restaurants. So I know how it works. And I could tell when a business is struggling. And the last time I dined there, that was the absolute last time. I said, I don't care how great the food is. I just cannot justify going to a restaurant for 4 hours, waiting an hour to get seated. When I have a reservation, I'm coming from Fort Lauderdale, which is an hour drive, okay? And then we get there, we can't get service, and the manager is just telling us there's nothing she can do, but she's our server.
Yes, that's a typical. And it's the crazy thing is, you want to know the crazy thing, Tasha? It's not that he makes the money. Like,
I know he does.
They make the money. I have the back end of the numbers.
$50, $60 for a plate of oxtails and you only get 4. He's making the money. Like, I see the prices of the menu.
With the mandatory gratuity and service charge.
Yeah.
So you are not just, that's what people don't understand about my fight here. This isn't just about him not paying me, or he put me in a position, even with Candy that day. He told me, don't pay her. I can't write a check or provide any funds that I don't have, that are not there. I'm not writing a check that's gonna bounce.
And just in case people wanna know, like Candy, we interviewed her on Friday. She called in via phone to say that she was, she moved, from another state.
Both of us, we are both, I relocated the same way, and took me 40 something days to get my money. When he posted those checks, that was my money that he owed me, back checks. That's why they were all dated the same. When I told him that I was going to take him to the labor board, he in tune threatened me, told me that he would diminish me, my character and everything on social media, that nobody would believe me because of my past, and he wasn't worried about it. And he wasn't, because he's done it on several occasions.
Let me ask you something. So what did he do to the ex-GM? You said that
So the ex-GM's name was Magnus.
Okay.
He was accused of stealing with his employees. That's what the quote unquote, what the story is. But upon doing further investigation and me being in the business some time, I track the numbers. I follow numbers. Because I didn't always live a great lifestyle, I have done things in my past, I know what is supposed to be going on. I know what the numbers look like. And when you follow the money, it's going to appear. You can't hide numbers.
You sure can.
You can move them around.
Yeah.
You can work them. You can delete, add, but at the end of the day, it's got to add up. I have been in hospitality for almost 20-something years. I have worked with all kinds of companies and businesses. I've done task force. I've done everything. I can count the people in the room and tell you how much money that we're going to make that night. Because I can look at the covers. I know what the menu items are. I know how much the drinks cost. So I know if 2 people sitting at that table, what the minimum bill is going to be between the flux is going to be. So when I started working there and he started saying, we're not making the money, basically I wasn't doing my job. I started looking, I was like, I know we're making the money. And as I started further looking, that's when it all started to come. But at first it was pointing towards the employees. Do you hear what I just said?
I hear you, but I'm...
So they were taking and transferring large sums of money, $6,000 and $7,000 tabs, to these employees, and then cashing them out as if this was their sales or their, and then reprinting the reports and deleting it on the back end.
Whoa.
So when I started following the money.
So he's making it seem like the employees are making the money.
I found a $7,000 check in one of my bartender's name. His name is Michael, which they've accused him of stealing, as well as other people they've accused of stealing. So I went through all the invoices and all of the paperwork. And as I went through all the paperwork and the invoices, then I started putting it together. Since he wants to call me a scammer, no, he just scammed the wrong person. Because what it made me do is, I do all kinds of prison reform and things for people that have been through similar circumstances. He doesn't know what I went through.
Okay.
So because of that, I fight and stand for something, and I stand for the people. So when it's something going on that's not right, I'm going to expose you. And you cannot humiliate me, because I've been humiliated before. You cannot degrade me. You can't scare me. You can't push me away. I got my foot on his neck, and I'm not going to stop until we get every dollar that is owed to every establishment that he's ever owned. And he thinks that he can just funnel money from LLC to LLC, close them down, and it's no money there, file bankruptcy, and then move that money around so people can never get their money. He played with the wrong one.
So you mean to tell me a restaurant his restaurant would say bring in $30,000 for that day. Servers would bring in around, let's say 10, I would say like maybe 7,000, 8,000 in tips.
Just do the numbers on it, Tasha.
Instead of him counting the restaurant making these sales, he would say that he didn't make any sales. Give it to the servers, cash their money out, keep it personally as if he paid the server, and say that the server stole his money and he funneled it.
Yeah.
So it looks like the restaurant is in the red. He doesn't have to pay taxes because he's taking a loss.
Exactly, Tasha.
What the fuck?
Exactly.
Peter.
Exactly. Not only that, they've been doing it for some time.
Now, everything that you're saying, I saw the reports that you pulled because you did screenshot them on your phone, and I would see where the restaurant would bring in $10,000, okay, and then the credit card tips and the cash tips are just...
They're not in void. Did you see them?
There's no. But there's an automatic tip, though.
And every time I post something on social media, he shuts it down. He shut my TikTok down. So he doesn't want me to speak out because he knows I have everything to
he can't shut this down. He can't get this shut down.
Every form that I've tried to reach out, people have gone to lawyers. He talks to these young women that work under him like they're trash. He called me a fucking idiot. That's why I ended up losing my job, because I went the fuck off.
I saw you in the restaurant. You were on the patio. Somebody was behind you with a video, and you were telling the customers, you said all these people, like this food that you eating is being prepared by people who haven't been paid.
But guess why? There's still people there, because they're 3 weeks in the hole. They work 3 weeks in the hole. So they don't have any money. So they don't have any resources to get anywhere else. And he just hands them a couple $100 here and there so they can survive. He enslaves his own people. This is ridiculous. Do you know I have 3 homeless people because they haven't been paid? They working 3 weeks in the hole. There's a picture of it. I let him sleep in the restaurant. Do you know what he told me?
What did he say?
You want to be a fucking social worker, not a manager. Curse me out. But this is the people that hold your operation together. These are the people that are allowing you to have this lifestyle, to do all the things that you do, and you don't pay them, you steal from them, you discredit them, and then you think you were about to set me up like you did the previous manager because of my background and all my employees for theft so you could write it off to the IRS and nobody's supposed to say shit.
So he's literally not paying any taxes at all.
Period. And hasn't been for some time. And they've closed him down several times, and he relists the business as a different LLC every time, and then funnels the money into a corporation, and then from that adds a lawyer to it so the funds can't be touched. So when people sue Bar One or Peter Thomas, they get no money. But I'm the scammer. So let's talk about it. I've never took money from any human being, and definitely not my own kind, not a dime. I took money from the bank and I gave it back and put it into my own community, which I now speak out at different embassies to get funding from places like YAP and people that help prison reform and re-entry. And then you take my name and you put it on your social media page to scare me and discredit me, and you think I'm gonna stand down? He picked the wrong one. And he chose me as his manager because he thought, like everybody else, that he can use that social media shit. I didn't even know who he was, barely. He's Cynthia Bailey's husband. First, let's go there. He's nobody in any entity by himself. That's who he is. Cynthia, when you Google Peter Thomas, he comes up as Cynthia Bailey's husband. He doesn't come up as Peter Thomas, a millionaire, or Peter Thomas, the ball player. He does, and what he does is sexually manipulates women and those young girls that work for him with his status and with his demeanor. And then he thinks that everybody's gonna fall in place and do that dumb shit because he's Peter Thomas. I don't give a fuck who he is. He's not gonna take money from me. He's not gonna take money from his staff. He's not getting ready to set me up in a whole situation like he did his previous manager. And I'm not gonna speak out. They didn't speak out. I got 30 people behind me that are at all these businesses because they're scared because they didn't speak out. Well, I'm here. And I'm not scared of shit. He does not scare me.
What is your background? Just because I'm sure he's gonna try to.
So in 2006, I beat the check systems that the banks use to process checks. So when the money actually went to the banks, the money went through, they were able to cash it, but 30 days later, the check was returned. But these are accounts that I generated. These aren't accounts that I use other people's accounts. Okay. These are corporate business accounts that I made. I'm not like him. I would never take money from my own people. I would never rob my own people. I would never have people working for me and not pay them their appropriate wages or steal their money and then think that it's okay. He has people sleeping in his car, sleeping in a restaurant. I had 2 people that haven't had a home since they've been there, living on the street in different properties and businesses that I took in myself, that I have had to move around because he hasn't paid me.
Do you think he sought you out?
Yes, I do. I think he picked me. He reached out to me by email. I had applied several months ago. He reached out to me. I think that he reached out to me. They did their homework and they were ready to do the same thing that they did previous years.
But because you had a background.
And I had the perfect background, Tasha, to set me up. It was going to be my word against his. And you know the crazy thing? I never touched any money or any financials or anything in there because I knew it was illegal. That's why when I'll show you the text messages where I text Peter and said, the money ain't adding up and it's going back to not the staff, it's going back to y'all. Your VP and your managers that have been here. So this is the thing that was so overwhelming for me to understand, right? You have the same 3 managers that you reported theft from, and all of them are still there, but the rest of the remaining staff are gone. That's not weird. That's the same thing I said to him. You've been robbed 3 times without a gun, and the same staff that you had in your management are still here. How you know it's not your management? They're not thieves. Yeah, because you one of them. You with them. All of y'all are together. You in it together. And what he does is makes them sign a non-disclosure so that they can't talk. And these young girls these are young girls.
I know they're young because
they're 26, 25. He manipulates them, controls them, is getting ready to fuck up their entire lives with a whole criminal background because he's not man enough to own his responsibilities of the shit that he's done. And he thinks that everybody is going to sit down and lose their lives for him. And you ain't paying these people? He hadn't paid his VP in 90 days. He hadn't paid Miss Rhonda and Shatera in months. They were getting ready to get evicted out of their home, their apartment, and nobody says anything. Do you know they're texting me talking about, have you talked to Peter? Do you know if he's going to pay us? What? Y'all have been here 3 years with this man. Why do I got to talk? You know why? Because I'm the only one that would stand up for him. Stand up to him.
And you've only been there since April.
April 17th. And I left a week and 8 days, 7 days ago, 8 days ago.
And you figured this all out in a matter of weeks.
Yeah. Which is what he said. He said, why am I just hearing this? And she's been here all of this days. Why does she keep saying somebody's stealing? Because I had it. I had all the documentation. Ain't somebody, y'all.
Yeah, as a general manager, that is your job.
They have to send the closeouts to me. The closeout receipts that you send me, these idiots don't even know that I seen it. Like, what you think I didn't pay attention? Like I'm just some dumb fool? Like I literally bring teams, almost like bar rescue, bring teams in an establishment. I wanted to help him because he was a black business. He told me he was struggling. He did me a whole spill. I had other opportunities that I could have took with benefits. But instead, I wanted to help my own people. I looked and seen what was there. I looked and seen at the opportunity that could be from the staff that was there. And they believed in me. Them staff, I came in there and made those people believe they were going to get their money, that things were going to change, that they're going to operate like a regular restaurant. And then I have to leave them. Do you know those people? You have no idea.
I saw you put up text messages between you and Peter texts you. It looks like in these text messages to tell the staff, don't pay the staff. I got bills that I got to take care of first, and we'll get them later. Tell them to hold off. Did he tell you to do that?
Yes. That's why me and Candace got to arguing because he was listening to her while I'm on the phone. I'm like, let's just pay her. Let me just take the money out of the drawer and pay her. He was like, we just took money out of there. I guess y'all take money out of there every day because you're stealing it from the employees. So that's why me and Candy got to going back and forth because I was like, I can't pay you. And then I didn't call the police on her. They called the police on her. And so that it would be my face that they seen. Do you understand? I didn't never call the police on Candy. Hannah, the VP, and Peter Thomas were watching the video footage and they called the police because they have special people that deal with stuff like that. Since then, he's threatened me, all types of stuff.
What has he threatened you?
Basically, like, you better leave it alone. If you're a really nice person, you better leave it alone. If you don't leave it alone, it's going to be bad for you.
Like what? What is he going to do?
What the fuck does that mean? That's what I'm saying. Be bad for what? What you going to do? You can't slander me no more. You can't. What can you do? You posted a picture of something that happened in 2006. And you want to talk about it. Let's talk about it. Because I'm not what you're trying to say I am. You are what you're claiming I am. You put it, and what your idiotic ass didn't know, that you put it on social media and the people fried you because all the checks were on the same day. Tasha, why all the checks were on the same day? Because he bounced the first 2 checks that he paid.
There was a company in Candy's comments that said,
yo, $60K too? That's not the only company.
They said they won't even cash his check.
They won't cash his check. They won't deliver any liquor to his establishment. He's blacklisted in Miami for all the liquor reps. The garbage people won't even come and get his trash. He owes the garbage.
Who's taking the trash out? What is he doing?
Illegally having a company pick it up and dispose of it. The same thing he does. Everything in the operation is legal, which is why the fuck I said what I said and I left there. You're not getting ready to pin me. He literally did the same thing to his manager, and guess what? The manager still won't say anything. They've reached out and tried to. He's scared. You have employees that he owes not just a little bit of money. I ain't talking about just 1,000, 2,000. I'm talking about 11K. An old chef that helped open up Bar 1 Miami and Bar 1 Baltimore. And do you know when he asked about his money, he told him, get the fuck out of his face. He'll pay him when the fuck he gets ready. This is how he talks to people.
Now we understand why Cynthia decided to back off.
He's very degrading to women. He talks very much down to women, especially black women and younger black women. He doesn't do that shit to men. He only does that shit to women because he know he can get away with it. Because there's no way that you're gonna walk around like that and owe men some money and think what did he think nobody was gonna say anything? That's what he's done it so many times.
Yeah, because I said it's only little girls running that place.
Why do you think that the place isn't operating? Because nobody wants to work because they're not getting paid. You're getting terrible service, not because they don't want, that's what they want to give you, because they're not getting paid. Who wants to fucking come to a job and bust their ass and get cursed out because this isn't right, that isn't right, all the things ain't right in a restaurant? I literally used to get cursed out because people were waiting on their food for an hour and a half, 2 hours. People are like, what the fuck is this? Literally every day got cursed out. People want to fight me. Bitch, I'll slap you. Where's my food? Everything behind him not having adequate staff because they don't want to work because he doesn't pay people. Do you realize until I came in there, people they hadn't been paid in weeks. I started making enough cash and creating enough income inside where I can pay my people out in cash. You can ask any of them. Candy, she didn't tell you and I didn't tell anybody, but I paid her $1,000 out of my pocket of what Peter owed her just so she could be all right. She wasn't in a fucked up situation. He still didn't give her all her money. He didn't pay his employees yesterday. He paid the 1 and 2 people that I was up there raising hell about.
So let me ask you something. So from the statements that you showed me on the phone, okay, and I'm gonna need screenshots of those. Do you have your phone with you?
Yes, I do.
Okay, pull it out real quick because I want people to understand how he's able to move this. And you did tell me you were contacted by the FBI.
I was contacted by the IRS.
IRS.
Yes,
okay.
and I spoke with the IRS, and evidently this was something that they had reported in Charlotte because he hadn't paid his employees there. So once they so people don't understand, once you start paying people start filing Department of Labor, then they file unemployment. Mm-hmm. All of that stuff sends red flags for the business. So then people start investigating that. The way that he's been able to move around it is because he shows as if he has money. He got some money. It's just not where y'all looking at it.
So why won't, my thing is like,
because it's kind of on the civil-ish case, but you bouncing checks ain't civil. Because that's what I did. I wrote checks. So if you write somebody a check that you wrote me and bounce it for $1,300, that's a crime. It's called forgery and uttering.
So is that the reason why he's shutting down all these LLCs, starting new ones, putting it in a corporation holding company so that people will continue to cash the checks because they know he's going to bounce them, because once he gets flagged for bad checks.
How many banks, Tasha? Ask how many banks they see. The people won't even take his checks at the check cashing place.
That's bad.
And Scott won't even take his checks. The bank wouldn't even take the certified funds. I went in there to cash the bank. They said 24 hours I could not cash it. When you ever been to a bank, you can't cash a certified check that is written off of. I ain't go to no other bank. I went to the Bank of America.
I'm surprised the banks haven't reported him though. Normally they do report.
We don't know that. We don't know if we're already in the process of investigation. One thing he's already been investigated by the IRS in Charlotte.
Did you send the IRS these statements here to
yes.
the show how is it that it's a mandatory credit card tip? Because mandatory credit card, I think it's like 18.
No, it's not there.
20%.
It's 20% in Miami.
20%. Okay.
And guess who? I implemented that because of the environment and the things that my staff were going through from just like the kitchen. So I wanted them not to lose money because of what the kitchen was doing or anybody was doing. So it was 18%. I put it at 20%, which caused it to make more money. For them not to get paid and them to bounce their check and not pay them for weeks and steal their money? And you think I'm not gonna say nothing?
But what happened with the cash tips? Candy was talking about the cash tips.
They make them turn them in and their service charge money on if a customer pays in cash $1,000, and perfect example, Mayweather.
Okay.
Came in there, paid his tab. Tab was $1,700. Paid his tab in cash. The service charge on the check is about $400 or $500.
Right.
Where do you think that money went?
To Peter.
Thank you.
So he took the server's money.
He took the cash, the server's charge, and the tip, and then supposed to put it on the paycheck. And then when it comes time for the paycheck is...
I just want to say I've never, in the 20 years on and off that I've worked in the restaurant industry, ever had to give over my cash tips.
Me either.
I have always taken home my cash tips, and when they implemented the credit card tips, because the credit card companies were charging them interest on those credit card tips, for processing those credit card tips separate from the business, that's when I understood, okay, yes, they got to give us these on a check because they're getting interest on those. So they have to pay for those transactions. So what they do is deduct their fees, it's a way for the servers to start paying taxes because, for years, servers weren't able to pay taxes.
Exactly.
Because it was like, I'm not going to claim this amount of money and I got this and then all of my shit is going back to the IRS because sometimes servers would make more, sometimes we would make less. We never knew. So it was kind of a way for the company too to not be flagged because they're like, why are all these employees in your restaurant and they're not claiming taxes?
So literally they're being taxed for the money that they're not giving because they're not paying them the accurate amount. These servers' checks be like $1,000. I know they make money down there. I know what their check's supposed to look like. These people, that's how I picked it up.
Bar one, I said, the servers here, and I said that, no, you're good. And bar one, I said, because, as someone who's worked in the service industry, I said, this could be a good concept for a server to work for because everything's already in there. You get to keep your cash tips. People are here to have a good time. Regardless of what people say, that saying, that hypocritical saying in the restaurant industry, oh, black people don't tip, bullshit. Where did you meet Dennis McKinley? And how did you come across, him and the hot dog factory and what made you interested in wanting to be an owner of the hot dog factory?
I did do my research, on Dennis. I did see that he opened a lot of business. And one thing that I said at the table is I'm not interested in getting involved in somebody's little project. You know what I mean? So do he just open businesses and if they don't go right, then he jumped to something else? Because if so, I'm not interested, I'm not interested in that. So things were going well up until about 6 months down the line when I got the council Google meetings and I'm like, hey, what's going on? And so that's when the guy was telling me, well, he has unpaid invoices. He calls me derogatory names in front of franchisees. This is just a very toxic relationship.
And this is a third-party company that is brought in to help to set up the franchises for people like that.
Some of the things he started telling me when they decided to back out, I'm like, okay, now you want to tell me, but if y'all have not been getting paid, why did you have me at this table showing me the different restaurants, everything, walking me through the kitchen, and I'm talking to franchisees and different things like that, and then now y'all pull out. I'm now like, did you take my money and then now you have all these other businesses? Like, what's going on? Yeah, so here we are around Mother's Day. He posted, about how he's been in business for 3 years and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, well, if you've been in business, you should have my money. So, I started commenting and, things like that. And then I took it to my story and I started tagging him. And so basically he was like, bitch, beat it.
He said, bitch, beat it.
Bitch, beat it. Like he Michael Jackson. I'm like, bitch, beat it.
Let's put the wine down for a second because at times like this, we need to take a shot of the olive leaf extract because the olive leaf boosts our immune system and has been known to reverse high blood pressure, lupus, diabetes, and certain cancers. Check them out at myoliveleaf.biz to learn more and to order, or simply click the link below in the description box. Now back to the wine.
That's not true.
Black people spend some fucking money.
Yes, okay? They do, and they don't bat their eyes. They don't say nothing.
They just want great service.
Exactly.
And they will tip you more than what was on the check.
Majority of the time, the people that come in there, they tip more than the gratuity. And they do it because not just that, they feel bad for who's taking care of them because they see the operation part. Do you know how many people have come in there, their own restaurants, and be like, ma'am, how? And I can't even, it's days that I had to literally go in their back and literally cry. My staff literally, they were just like, Alicia's gonna be all right. Please don't leave me. You're our only hope. Like I stayed there for the little bit of time I did because I felt sorry for my team.
I wish his servers and staff would just pick up and leave and go work for Darden.
Well, it's not too many of them there. The people that he has there are people that can't get jobs other places, that have issues with their green card and that he's connected to get so they can get citizenship.
Get the fuck out of here.
Tasha, it's so much deeper. So the people that are in the kitchen, he doesn't pay them either. He pays them what he wants to because he knows their situation with immigration and it ain't shit they can do. He's a fucking predator.
All right, pull up these statements so we can look at these real quick. This is absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. And this is why, I'm going to be honest with you, I'm against these celebrities opening restaurants. I don't like it. It's not that I'm discriminating against them because they're black or anything. You don't have the proper background in restaurants to understand how restaurants work.
And people don't understand that about restaurant business. Restaurant business is not an easy business.
It's not. The profit margins are so low.
And they don't understand that. And the people that work in restaurant, we work hard for not a whole lot of money. So I am going to...
You're just swiping away, girl. Listen. Okay. So this is Thursday, May 18th, 2023. Okay. And make sure you screenshot all this and send it to me. Okay. Starting bank, $1,000. Okay. That's what you put in the bar. That's what you put in the bar register, give servers or whatever. Okay. The sales for that day, now is this night sales or day sales?
This is for the total amount of evening sales from the time that I come in. So between 4 o'clock and close.
Okay, so this is night shift. Okay, so $10,000 on that night. Net sales, $8,000. Food sales, $0. Well, how do you have gross sales, $10,000? What was he selling? Liquor sales, $0.
Because
he's not supposed to sell liquor because he doesn't have...
He can. This is what people don't understand. So in Miami, he can. He's literally hasn't lost his liquor license, but he's not paying liquor tax or anything because he's blacklisted from the regular vendors. So he sends his employees like me, which is illegal. I didn't know that because I don't know the rules.
To go buy liquor
in my name. That I have the receipts for.
And bring it to the restaurant.
And bring it to the restaurant that I have the receipts for. I'll gladly show you.
You're only supposed to do petty cash whenever you run out of something.
Exactly. Not go and get a $1,700 liquor order, which I have the receipt as well.
Cash sales. So food sales, $0. Liquor sales, $0. Come on, Peter, now. Cash sales, $3,652. Okay. Credit card, $7,000. Okay. Credit card tips that are worked into
the credit card.
And the service
and the
charge.
Cash. And the service charge. Not just the tips, the service charge as well.
So credit card tips is blank. He didn't even put $0. He just put blank. Service charge, $1,400. That doesn't make sense.
Exactly. And hold on. So when people say that you can modify, because everybody likes to say, oh, that doesn't, these are come from, so we just, because I know a lot of people like to discredit people and use on occasion.
No, but this is simple math.
But this is,
here.
yes, but not only that, they can say, well, maybe you modified it. No, I'm going to show it to you in a group text that says Bar 1 managers so that you can understand.
Okay, so these are the Bar 1.
And then you can go here to all your closeouts. Hold on. Bar 1. I'm going to go here. I'm going to put Bar 1 closeout.
Girl, please tell me you sent the mass file upload to the IRS.
I haven't done anything with it because a lot of people don't want to deal with it because he is a celebrity, which is why he's been able to get away with what he's been able to get away with.
But the IRS wouldn't have taken these files?
I've already sent them over to the IRS. They have taken them, but has immediate action. But where I'm at with it.
Oh, with media, I don't give a shit. We independent over here.
They haven't done anything immediately. But yeah, Bar 1 management, so you can see it in the form of everybody that sends it.
So I saw that you had a mass Bar 1 text group.
Yeah.
Who's all in that text group? Employees and managers?
No, this is just our management team. Here you go.
Okay. Okay. No. I can see it. So it's 7 people. Hannah Ricky, Rhonda Bar 1. Okay. It's a lot of people in this group. Okay. So when I'm in the group, so what do you want me to see? Because there's a lot going on here.
In the group, this is the open and close out. This is all of the things. So this is the liquor that they need. This is everything. So
we are very low on liquor. We need Grey Goose, Patron, Don Julio, Casamigos, 818, Jamerson, Bacardi, Tito's, Hennessy, Remy, Ciroc, Bully, Bailey, Kahlua, Labos, Peach Schnapps. Take Bailey off the list, sorry. And so this is what they would send you to go buy.
Yes, and then this is what I would send Peter So we'll go over to Peter Thomas's name. So here we are, Peter Thomas. There we are. And we're going to go to here and view all. And this is the actual suspended transaction from the liquor. What does that amount say, Tasha?
It says $1,700.
Mm-hmm.
And then he just voided it out.
Mm-hmm.
Why would he void it out?
First, he didn't void it out. That's $1,700 of liquor that I went to the store to buy that he never paid for.
Oh, shit.
Do you see where it says suspended transaction?
Yeah.
They put it on an account and the people were calling me because they didn't pay on money.
Oh, shit. I thought maybe he suspended this from his restaurant to make it seem like he didn't buy anything because...
No, he literally ain't paid the liquor people either, and then sold the money and made the money off the liquor, then made the money off the staff, then made the money off the service charges and the tips, and it just kept everybody money. He just don't pay nobody.
That's bold right there. I swear to God, I thought when I was looking at this that he took petty cash out the drawer, sent you to the liquor store, you bought the liquor, okay, and then made it seem like...
Do you see what it say? The transaction suspended. I didn't pay nothing. That's in my name.
That's Gulf Liquor.
Yep.
Under you. Cashier Amina. Oh, shit.
So now you tell me if you think he's getting ready to set us up to be able to erase the rest of the IRS debt that he's in now, like he did Charlotte, like he did in Atlanta, like he just did in Bar 1. You didn't know Bar 1 walked out on Mother's Day.
I did not know that.
Yeah, because he hadn't paid them. So Peter didn't tell you he was in the kitchen washing dishes at his own establishment because he won't pay people for 2 days.
I guess the question is why?
Why? Because he doesn't give a fuck about nobody. Because he thinks that he's done it all his life. Since Cynthia Bailey. He married her, took all her money, and then what happened to their relationship? He did the same thing. He took her money and invested in restaurants. Nobody ever seen it done. People that have messed with him from Housewives of Atlanta, he's done the same thing too. 50, 60K here. What is that? That's a Ponzi scheme. If you're not paying anybody, you're not paying the people that you're getting, you're not paying nobody. You're just making sure you're not paying nobody, accumulating debt. Then you file bankruptcy. Then you roll the money that you do make into a corporate account and you attach somebody, they're all going to jail. Because if you think you finna slander my name and then post me on social media, degrade me and try to discredit me, not pay my staff, and then think you're gonna make a skeptical out of me and you don't know what I stand for, you're lost your fucking mind. Peter has lost his fucking mind.
How many times has he filed bankruptcy?
I haven't even looked that far. I've been so enthralled.
I can get somebody to look at it.
I've been so enthralled.
So he's chapter 7 and he's just hitting a straight chapter 7.
Look,
I know he ain't doing no chapter 11 because the chapter 11 allows you to pay.
But what he do, he get people that he know. This is the whole file. Look at the LLCs. Look at all of them. Here you go.
Oh shit! God damn. Florida Limited Red Crown Records, LLC active, registered agent Peter Thomas. Okay. Fisher Than You Music Group LLC. He had the restaurant under Fisher Than You Music Group. Hollandale, Florida. Title manager Peter. Oh, I need all this. Bar 1 Miami Inc. Date filed, effective date 2012, status inactive. Event, date filed 2013. Let me see when it was.
But look at how he switches the representative and everything so that he can do it. He's smart.
Peter Thomas Entertainment Events LLC. 2009. So this is 2009 for the Peter Thomas Events LLC. 2012, Bar 1 Miami Inc. Fisher Than You Music Group, 2011. Florida Limited Liability Company, Red Crown Records, 2022. Let me go back now because you got a lot here. Jamaican Boys Inc., 1997. Damn. Okay, Too Legit Inc., 1996. Man, you got like 9.
So
let me see what company is this? How Can I Be Down Inc., Peter Thomas, 1995. Like you went all the way back.
Because when you can't try to slander me, and I'm up here trying to do prison reform and help people like myself that have been through things in their childhood or been through things in their background, and then you slander me and you try to demean me, and you're the one out here stealing from your own people. Like
his recent one is Peter Thomas Entertainment Group.
But guess
2020.
what? Somebody's already tried to, on the back end, and apply for a liquor license for the Bar One in Miami, and a new LLC. So he had plans on doing exactly what he did before in Bar One with his manager, sending them all to jail, putting them under investigation. He picked me to do it so that he can set me and my team up, and he knew me and my team were close. So he was gonna try on the back end, but I caught it. You know, I caught it. You know what made me catch it?
Wow.
You know what made me catch it, Tasha?
I'm so sorry, Alicia.
You know what made me catch it? This is what made me catch it, baby.
Oh, shit. What did you... Hold on for a second. Now, this is a long-ass receipt.
$7,000 that was transferred into Michael, my bartender's name, and then nobody act like they knew nothing about it. Then finally, when I pushed the issue, they were like, oh, it's Hannah's. Guess what she cashed it out as? Cash. As if the restaurant made that money. And none of those service charges or anything that were attached to that were paid out.
7,000. Hold on, let me go back.
And I'm sorry I took a video, but it was so long I couldn't take a picture.
No, I get it. This is a CVS receipt. Hold on, I'm just trying to. So 7,296. All the Don Julio, the liquor. So basically, that's $7,000
worth of nothing. Exactly, Tasha. Exactly. Nothing but liquor. So you wasn't trying to set me up? If I go to the store to get the liquor and you producing the liquor and you know you're not supposed to because you're blacklisted, because I didn't know you were blacklisted from vendors. I'm just thinking that you were having issues with ordering. And then you do that and then you cash it out under one of my bartender's names? Look at the name on the receipt. His name is Michael.
To make it look like he stole money out the drawer.
And guess who I was about to fire?
Michael.
Guess how many other employees I were about to fire and accuse them of theft?
I don't think, listen, I've been in the restaurant industry a long time. Now, servers may steal some steaks. They may steal a bottle of wine. They may even try to void checks to keep the cash. Like if a table paid in cash, they'll keep the, they'll go to the manager and be like, oh, the table walked out. You know what I'm saying? Because there's no credit card transaction on it. You busy, you void the table out. They made an extra $100, okay? But $7,000, that's...
The thing is, they couldn't do it because when I came in there, I made them change so nobody had a code. They used to have a digit code. Last time when they set Magnus up, the previous GM, they did it by saying that he gave out the code. When I came in there, the capability on the computer allows you to do a thumbprint. So now you can't get into nobody else's thing unless you validate that it's you by doing a thumbprint. The only person that can change that
is Peter.
Is Peter and Hannah, the VP. And everybody has a sexual inappropriate relationship. I don't know what's going on with all of them because he grabs their ass, but all of them. Like I in real time, I felt like I was in the Matrix.
I think he in the wrong country to be practicing business like this. He need to be in Jamaica.
Somewhere, but not the fuck here.
This is really fucked up. Girl, the way you caught that, like that is...
So when you call, don't ever call me a liar. See, when you do certain things to people, you can't do certain things.
Yeah, send me all that stuff real quick right now so you won't forget. Because I know you're going to be on social media going ham.
I'm not.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm really not even a social media. I'm really like...
No, I know.
That's why I didn't post it. I didn't really... Everybody was like, you need to get on there. You need a voice. You need to speak and tell people what happened. But I didn't do that because, for one, I want to be strategic. So I know what's the next move. So I just got to follow the next move, and I'm going to expose him. The same way he tried to humiliate me and publicly humiliate me and degrade me, I'm going to do to him until they come and pick his ass up.
So what's the cease and desist that were on the door?
That is from Baltimore because in Baltimore, it's not like Florida. The liquor laws are different. So there, he can't do the same things here. When you're blacklisted from all of the liquor vendors, then they take your license. In Florida, they don't do that. They just blacklist you. But if you go out and other means to get liquor, it's nothing they can do. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
So that's kind of what he's been doing in Miami.
As long as he pays the liquor tax on it.
But he's not paying that. He's not paying no tax or nothing.
No, I saw that. I saw that.
So I'm going to send you.
Yeah, send me all those cash out reports. Send me
Matter of fact, I'm getting ready to send. I'm going to put it. I got a zip file.
Okay.
I got a zip file. I'm going to send you the whole zip file.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to send you everything. I'm going to compile a folder for you because I want you to be able to go through it. Because I think that this is the only way that I'm going to get a voice. He shut down every other avenue. That's why I took the interview, because I know what you stand for as a woman. And I know that you would expose it for what it is. And
no,
I knew
it's
that
all going out. It's all, I don't play these type of games. And you know, you messing with someone who built, like, as an entrepreneur, like, serving is what made me an entrepreneur.
That's what made me one.
You see what I'm saying?
And then
like,
everything, him doing that publicly to me, do you know that will keep me from ever? I have a consulting business that does what I did for Peter. So he tried to shut down every avenue. That's why he tried to defraud me so I didn't get any money for a GoFundMe. You don't want me to get money to help pay your people that I've already paid out of my pocket. It's just absolutely insane. He's done everything that he possibly can so this doesn't happen. That's why I came here.
We'll get this out ASAP. So don't you worry about that. But Peter, no, listen, that's why he ain't never, I don't give a fuck. I really don't give a fuck.
Me either.
And when you scamming people, that's one thing I do not play. There are people out here who work hard. They're not entrepreneurs. In order for us to be entrepreneurs, we need people that work with us, not for us, okay? We don't get to treat them like slaves, okay?
That's what I was like. I was in there like literally, Tasha, like almost like Queen. Like I felt like I was in a fucking, I couldn't even believe this shit. Never have I had, he called me a fucking idiot. That shit just, that's what it was on that day. I'm a fucking idiot. You're the fucking idiot. That's what I said. You're the fucking idiot for not paying your employees and you make the money. You're a fucking idiot for running an establishment that you think that you can talk and treat the people like this. And you're a fucking idiot for not caring about the same people that they fund your lifestyle. You're a fucking idiot, period.
This is crazy. This is crazy. Now I understood, because I was like, why are these young girls running this restaurant? This is a high volume restaurant. The general managers that run high volume restaurants like that are managers. These managers have, I'm talking about, a great deal of restaurant experience. Email it. Unwine.
Okay.
UN.
Hold on. I'm going to just go ahead and send this one thing.
Okay. Unwine, like you drinking wine, with tashak at gmail.com.
All right. I'm going to send you everything.
Yeah. I'm going to be very active on social media with this, breaking this down. So, because when I saw you in the restaurant yelling at the guests, like, y'all are eating this food, and these people that made the food have not been paid. The servers haven't been paid.
They thought I
didn't see one server come and interrupt you. I didn't see nobody come to try to put you up.
One. One, you heard her in the video.
That
she
was
like,
Hannah?
No, she was this one girl, because I was getting ready to fire her for stealing, but it wasn't her stealing. I actually did fire her and sent her home. And then after I did the further investigation and comparing the receipts, I realized, yes, she did take some money. She took her service charge off, a few checks, which I understand because she hadn't been paid from previous.
So she was just finagling to make
She was
money.
just finagling. But to me, I'm looking for certain things, so I caught it. But then when I tracked the money, because she said, Alicia, I swear to God, she looked me in my face. She said, I swear to God, I didn't steal. And I looked her in her face.
She took what was hers.
Yeah, I looked her in her face and said, you're a thief and a liar. And then as I looked through the receipts, she had took money on paper.
Yeah.
But she didn't take it.
Who took it?
They took it on the back end. The same way that you don't see their tips and their receipts. That's why it's 0 on the service charge. That's why it's 0 for the credit card tips. And then send a smoke screen so nobody believes me. So here we are.
I'm just enraged. Like, I don't get too enraged like this, but I'm enraged.
People don't understand. Everybody's like, well, why are you going to that business and acting like that? Because I've tried everything. Because code of compliance won't come in there. Because nobody wants to fuck with him, whoever he knows. So I'm not like, this is it.
We're going to get this out tomorrow. Don't even worry about that. So it's going to go out. And when I tell you, I don't know, like I said, I personally helped the IRS and the federal government
when you scamming, especially black people, like I don't play games like that. So anything that they need.
But we not his people.
I know.
He don't look at us like we his people.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Now, of course, the rest of that interview is in its entirety is available on tashaklive.com. Let me see what y'all talking about in the comments, okay? We're going to be doing scammers all weekend. Yeah. Yeah. Especially from the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Yeah. We're on it. We're on it. All right. Now, coming up at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on tashaklive.com. Okay, first, okay, anybody on tashaklive.com has access to our pre-sales of our live show that's going to be taking place in Miami on October 20th. Okay, this year it's a Halloween show. Live on stage from me. If you came to the last one, you already know how this is going down. Okay, it's a packed house and we showed out. Okay, showed out. Now, so those tickets are available over there, and we got a full show, okay? So I'm going to tell y'all who it is. I ain't going to tell y'all who it is, okay? We just got a guest that's going to be coming to join us, okay? Because she sells, throat services. She sells butt-eating services, and she sells, what is it called? Pegging services, okay? And so all with receipts, okay? And so... yeah, she's going to be bringing us receipts on one of your favorite reality stars whose legs she had up in the air and who she had bent over in a shower. Yeah, with a strap on, okay? And it is a male. And so we got that. And we're also going to be talking about, 50 Cent, Bill Cosby, more on Jonathan Majors and Megan Good. Who else? Let me see. Man, we got a lot. It's probably about 18 topics. Anything that's been trending, we're on it, okay? I believe Zion Williamson, okay? And he got, these porn stars fighting over him. It's a whole lot of okay? And remember, next weekend I'm going to be out, okay? I got a funeral to attend, and I'm going to take some time with my girlfriends who I haven't seen in a long time, okay, especially since I moved to Miami, Africa. And because I need some mood boosting, okay? Because like I said, this losing a friend really took a lot out of me, okay? And so we do have a special guest host, and I need y'all to treat her with the utmost respect, okay? And have fun. Okay, because she is a darling. You guys are going to love her. And she's great at what she does, okay? And so I'm excited to introduce her here. She's excited. And y'all just be here because, you know how they like to get messy and stuff like that. So I'm here for it, and I got her back. So, listen, we're going to head on over to tashaklive.com in 15 minutes. 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, y'all better come get this wine because it's heavy as usual, and I'll be drinking on that there show, okay? Not here, all right? Without further ado, thank y'all so much for watching. Guys, listen, if you watch this show and something traumatic has happened to you or you have a story, okay? Or, because everybody's been asking me to bring back happy hour, please send your questions. Send your stories to stories@tashaklive.com. That is stories@tashaklive.com. Also, if you want to advertise on any of my platforms, please feel free to send me an email via ads. Well, Chelsea, ads@tashaklive.com. Ads@tashaklive.com. Chelsea answers those. Also, tips on your favorite celebrities. Remember to keep hitting me on the Instagram DM, or you can send me an email via unwinewithtashak@gmail.com. And without further ado, I love y'all, and I'll see y'all on tashaklive.com. And for the rest of y'all that ain't coming, I'll see y'all Monday. All right? Bye.